If you look at the traditional job of a software programmer, the KPI of productivity used to be a line of codes. But with AI, that goes away, right? So they have to transform from a software engineer to a software composer, where they now use AI as an enabler, but applying the business lens such that they orchestrate and compose different parts of the software together to achieve a business outcome.
Hello and welcome to Impact Insights, where we explore the ideas and innovations shaping our future. I'm Teymoor Nabili. I'm a journalist and communications coach, and today I'm talking to Vincent Lee. He's the General Manager and Senior Director of Channels for South Asia Emerging Markets at Dell Technologies, a company at the forefront of hybrid cloud infrastructure and enterprise digital transformation, a company we've all heard of for a long time. We'll be diving into how Dell is contributing to the future of internationalization and the insights they've gained from working with leading organizations across the region, from cross-border AI use cases to navigating sovereign cloud regulations. Vincent, nice to have you along.
Thank you, Teymoor. Thanks for having me.
So here we are at this NCS Impact event. So tell me a little bit about the interaction and the interface between Dell and NCS and how you guys are working together to scale AI implementations.
First and foremost, I think for Dell and NCS, we've been in partnership for more than a decade, and the business has grown really well, starting from Singapore, and we have kind of springboarded from here regionally. In the recent years, we've really embarked on a journey on AI, and if you look at what we are doing with AI, we're trying to work with the NCS to kind of help customers embark on AI more easily. And I think for any initiative to kind of kickstart, the starting is always the most difficult. But we try to keep it simple. And I think the key here is to identify the business problem and what we're trying to solve with AI. So with that, definitely NCS brings a big part of that prowess to the table with their deep consulting expertise. And of course, Dell, what we provide are the foundational infrastructure technology that makes it simple for the customer to embark and to scale and to be secured on. And thereafter, you have NCS coming with their managed services and their deployment services to help customers kind of operationalize AI across their enterprises.
Now, I'm sure there are innumerable examples of applications and collaborations and challenges that you've worked on in the Asia region, but pick out one for us. I mean, what to you is a really exciting explanation, an exciting example of, in the hybrid cloud space, an adoption model that you think is really compelling?
It's a good question. In the APAC region, Teymoor, I think cloud has become really a normality and a matured practice here. And in the APAC region, we can see that customers are really adopting a hybrid and multi-cloud approach, and they are benefiting from it. Case in point, we work with a large retailer in Australia where they have 3,000 over stores all across Australia. And they have really been the epitome of this whole hybrid cloud practice. They have enjoyed the flexibility of working with public cloud providers, but at the same time, they enjoy the robustness and the resiliency of a private cloud that Dell has helped them to build. So I think it's a really good collaboration of their adoption.
And how do you see this whole space evolving? How do you see you and your partners moving into the future, shaping for the future perhaps in this digital first environments? Let's look at specific areas like Singapore and Australia where we're fairly advanced in tech adoption.
Let's start with Singapore first. And I think Singapore has always built its success based on human capital. And for AI, it doesn't differ much. I think the key lies with talent. And with talent, you're able to have longevity and continuity. And at Dell, we believe that cultivating that talent is important. And we take a really hands-on approach to it. For example, we do a lot of enablement workshops, webinars, seminars for customers and our partners. And not only that, we do a lot of industry tie-ins with the academics, with the government. And just to name an exciting announcement that we have done at NCS Impact related to talent, we've just announced that we're committed to train up to 200 AI engineers for NCS by the end of 2026. And till date, we have actually trained more than 100 engineers. And
Fantastic.
that investment alone is actually more than 1.5 million from Dell.
Brilliant. Congratulations.
Yeah.
So that kind of training and learning, I guess, that helps us move into the next section of this conversation. We want to talk about, well, we call it intelligentization, getting more intelligent. I mean, every day, even those at the forefront are learning new things about this technology and its application. So let's talk about that a little bit. As this technology advances and the adoption of these things get more and more embedded, we're also running into regulatory issues. We're running into applications in those spheres. Tell me a little bit about how you're helping customers navigate the realm of regulatory complexity.
It's a complex question as well, Teymoor. So I'll try to answer it simply. There are many facets of it, and a lot resides on sovereignty. At Dell, we believe in what we call a triple P approach: private-public partnership. And that includes bringing diverse stakeholders from government, tech vendors, from the academia to come together so that we can really curate policy, curate governance, curate tech innovation, and try to find a pivot point in those three factors, right? So that we can move forward. Now, the interesting thing is if you add culture as a layer on top of all this, it just adds to the layer of complexity. But we have navigated that quite successfully. And to quote an example, we worked with a Korean customer of ours called Alice with an E. And we actually worked with Alice to bring very native AI training platforms to the Korean community. And we had to navigate through data regulatory requirements, and we had to cater to local culture requirements. So it wasn't easy, but it's just an example of how we deal with sovereignty in the country.
Navigate is such an important word in these days, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I keep hearing it. Let's move on to the questions of stability and security within applications. How are you helping customers with those elements?
I would say as we embark into the age of AI, it's a double-edged sword. We can see AI solving world hunger, but at the same time, it's a haven for cyber criminals to kind of exploit. Right? In the heart of AI, the crown jewel is actually data. So if you get good data, you get good AI. Bad data, you get bad AI. And in Dell's belief, it's important to protect that core. There's a lot of initiatives that we take to kind of protect our products to the customer, starting from the supply chain. So we have a really secured and verified secured component verification and secured supply chain methodology that minimizes vulnerabilities before it even reaches production. And as we look at data encryption, we look at data protection, we look at zero-day vulnerabilities, threat detection, and all these kind of mounts in the ecosystem to really protect the crown jewel, which is data. So those are the steps that we do to protect our products from the edge to the core to the cloud to ensure that security resides solely with the customer.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Let's finish off by returning to one of the points you made earlier on, and that is training of staff. And let's look at it from the perspective of talent.
Right.
What kind of talents are required, do you think, in order to advance your customers' needs in the AI realm? Do you see talent itself and the types of talent as being a relevant consideration?
Absolutely. In the short term, Teymoor, I think there'll be a great demand for high-performance computing type of engineers, software engineers that are skilled in AI stacks, such as the large language models and stuff. That's on the short term. But in the long term, you're moving away from technicality. I think all our job roles will change. And let me quote you an example. In Dell, we have a lot of software programmers that work on our products, especially on our storage software, etc. And in one of our use cases, we have employed Codium, an interesting ISV, to help us see through thousands and millions of lines of codes to look for gaps and vulnerabilities. Now, if you look at the traditional job of a software programmer, the KPI of productivity used to be a line of codes. But with AI, that goes away, right? So they have to transform from a software engineer to a software composer, where they now use AI as an enabler, but applying the business the business lens, such that they orchestrate and compose different parts of the software together to achieve a business outcome. So their KPI is no longer lines of codes and stuff, but rather the outcome of orchestrating lines of codes together.
Orchestration and composition. What a nice new metaphor. Instead of, as you say, just the old ways we described software engineering. Excellent place to finish. Vincent, thank you very much indeed for talking to us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you very much.
That's Vincent Lee talking to us today. We really value the partnership with you, and we're looking forward to continuing co-creation of what's coming up next together.